Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest, and I mean biggest, challenges in artificial intelligence. How in the world do you teach an AI to learn when you can't give it any clues along the way?
Okay, let's try a little thought experiment. Picture this. You're dropped into the middle of a massive, unfamiliar city. Your mission? Find one specific, tiny little cafe. And here's the kicker. You have no map, no GPS, no street signs, nothing. The only feedback you get is a simple, "You found it," when you finally, after thousands of wrong turns, stumble upon the right spot. This right here is exactly the kind of impossible puzzle our most advanced AIs are up against. So in the AI world, this is known as the hard exploration problem. And it all comes down to this really frustrating idea called reward sparsity. Think about it like this. Reward sparsity is like trying to solve a maze, but you're blindfolded, and the only thing anyone ever tells you is you did it once you're already at the exit. For an AI, this means it has to take millions, sometimes billions of completely random actions, just hoping, by sheer dumb luck, to find the one single sequence that leads to a reward. And the consequences of this? Well, they're huge. First off, the chances of randomly finding the right path are, they're practically zero. This means the AI has to try a truly mind-boggling number of times. We're talking enormous sample requirements just to get one success. As you can probably guess, this makes the whole learning process incredibly inefficient. Your standard strategies just break down. They can't possibly explore a space of possibilities that big. Okay, so researchers saw this problem and they had a pretty clever idea. If the outside world isn't giving the AI any clues, what if we could build a sense of curiosity inside the AI to guide itself? The concept was actually pretty simple, but really powerful. Instead of only giving a reward for the final goal, what if we rewarded the act of exploring? What if we give it a little pat on the back every time it saw something new? Basically, they try to turn the AI from a goal seeker into a pure explorer, driven by its own internal reward signal. Yeah, but this is where the whole idea just kind of hit a brick wall. For starters, you needed a human expert to design these curiosity rewards, which totally defeats the purpose of autonomous learning, right? And what's worse, AIs are absolute masters at gaming the system. It became a classic case of Goodhart's law. The AI would figure out how to get the novelty reward by getting stuck in a loop, like endlessly staring at TV static, without ever actually making progress. And on top of all that, constantly calculating what's new is just incredibly expensive, computationally speaking. And this quote, it just nails it. Researchers found that translating a fuzzy human idea like curiosity into cold, hard code is way, way harder than you'd think. The systems just ended up being unstable or, well, they just didn't work. So that dead end, it actually forced everyone to completely rethink the problem, and that led to a genuine breakthrough. They realized the issue wasn't about making the AI more curious, it was about making it a better researcher. And this is the breakthrough moment. Instead of rewarding the AI for just, wandering around and bumping into new things, what if we rewarded it for the act of seeking knowledge itself? What if we paid it for asking good questions? See, the old way was a total lottery. You just hoped for that one big win at the very end. But this new way, it creates what's called a dense process reward. Now, the AI gets a small, immediate reward every single time it finds and uses a new piece of information. So learning isn't about luck anymore. It's about a guided, step-by-step investigation. So how do they do this? Well, the magic ingredient is a concept from information theory called information gain. It's basically a mathematical way to measure how much a new piece of info, say from a web search, clears up the AI's confusion or boosts its confidence in an answer. And that number, that gain, that becomes the new reward, instant feedback. So, what does this actually look like in practice? Okay, first, the act of searching itself, querying a database, becomes a learnable action, just like moving a piece on a chessboard. And the AI isn't just Googling random stuff, it's using structured algorithms to search systematically. It's not a lost tourist anymore, it's the detective, following the clues. But you know how it goes in science, right? You solve one giant problem, and you often create a whole bunch of new ones. Giving an AI the power to actively search for information on its own, well, it isn't a silver bullet. So now the game changes. It's not about exploration anymore. It's about verification. What if the AI finds bad data? Well, that could poison the whole system. What if it gets overwhelmed with junk? It gets confused. And of course, opening a door to the outside world means you've got to worry about security. So the solution becomes all about careful curation, staying focused, and having really tough security policies. So, what's the big takeaway here? We've basically found a brilliant workaround for that whole hard exploration problem. By rewarding the process of gathering information, we figured out how to make just about any environment full of feedback. And that just fundamentally changes the whole job description for an AI. It's not just about trial and error anymore. Not at all. The AI has become an active researcher. Its main job now is to get really, really good at finding the exact puzzle pieces it needs to solve the problem. And really, this is where it's all going. We are building systems that are designed from the ground up to just go out and learn on their own. And that, of course, leaves us with a pretty profound and maybe a little unsettling question about the future we're all building together.